Hello, and welcome back to the meta64 podcast. This is a podcast where I interview creators about their creative process, what they do, and how they do it. And I'm here with Brazilian content creator miloah. Hi, Milo. Milo.
Hi, I'm
Hi.
I'm Milo. I don't know
Oh
what to
my god,
say.
this took way too long, like to get ready. My we both had like I had like not enough questions the first time we wanted to record Milo, and like now I actually have some ones that I'm actually kind of proud of. So
Dude,
we're
scheduling's
here
so
now.
annoying.
The
Yeah,
scheduling is annoying. I thought it'd be a bit easier because you're an American, whatever. But still, whatever. I got some boring questions to start you off with, and then
all right,
afterwards we'll
let's
get
do
into more
this.
questions. All right. So first things first, who are you and what type of content do you create, Milo?
All right, I'm Milo, and I make YouTube videos. I try to do Twitch streams. I mean, and then it's back and forth from YouTube to Twitch. I mean, I sometimes do YouTube shorts, and I do graphic design on the side. So I'll try to do video editing as much as I can. I was just editing a video before this actually.
Oh,
But
nice.
yeah, I try to do a little bit of everything. Also a little musician as well. Play drums. Made a song on Spotify. I probably don't even know if I'm gonna make a second one yet. But yeah, that's the most interesting stuff I do. Music, graphic design, all that stuff.
Right. So also, why do you create and what's the creative process for video streams, your graphic design work? Like, how do you get your brain juices flowing, bro?
So okay, I think the main like driver for me making my videos, bro, is music. Dude, I listen to music all the time. And like whenever
Right.
I find that certain flow and I just like 1 second I want to do graphic design because of one song I'm listening to. I switch to the next one. I'm like, bro, I want to do this. So every single day is just like a different mix of stuff. And I was able to find a niche in graphic design. Every other thing I don't have a niche in yet, but most of the time I try to find like a way I can be unique, and music really helps me with the creative process. I try to stand out, and that's usually what makes it different.
I'd say you succeed in standing out. We'll talk. Like I'm gonna put a pin in this for when we approach it. But I said this before we started. But I love your merch, dude. It looks so damn nice.
Thanks, bro.
It looks like stuff I'd wear out in public without getting judged for. So I think that's peak merch, big man.
Yeah.
So, what inspires you, Milo?
What inspires me?
Yeah.
Dang, that's a hard question, bro. I'm gonna be dead honest. Like nothing. Nothing
You just
inside.
go.
Yeah, I just go off the dome, straight off the not like I talk to people, right? And I do all this stuff, but it's like I don't have like a motivator. It's more of like I would guess I would say like if I had to like think of like the last thing that would be like motivating me, probably like me as a kid. I always like even like a couple years ago, I just wanted to do YouTube so bad.
Yeah.
I think like watching like people like DNT and Popular MMOs, they were the ones that like sparked it. But I think with the way I'm going so sporadically, I don't have a motivator because no one does what I'm like doing, as in terms of like doing everything for myself. I have no one helping me. It's just really just me by myself. So I like try to do a little bit of everything, and it does get cluttered as well. Um, but yeah, I don't have a main motivator. Hold on, I'm gonna give you a question. What motivates you? Because
Well, this the month. The fact that I have nothing out. I had nothing out since August, Milo. And it's been 4 months. That is my motivator right
so
now.
time's your motivator.
Times my motivator. The fact that you know how you said like you listen to songs sometimes that just gets you in the mood to do stuff. That
Yeah.
too. Sometimes I just think, oh, that'd be a really cool video idea, and then I just go. And also, people like you who I talk
Mm-hmm.
to about video ideas, and I'm like, oh, that'd be such a good video idea. And then I go. So
Yeah.
just all over the place.
That I don't know. I have like I don't know. I have no motivator. It's like like it's like a dynamic of everything.
He just hits the ground running and just starts making stuff out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
that's why my context. So my content's like if you go on my YouTube, my whole entire record is just oh my god. I switch
Just
between so many things.
yeah. How did you land on your current username and especially your branding?
Oh my dude.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
my name. Okay, it's not a bad story. It's just so complicated. Okay, I've never talked to this before, like about this before. I've only like my friends that like that like my IRL friends that knew me whenever I started YouTube back in like 2016. So I started my YouTube channel as GN James. That was my YouTube channel name when I started. My cousin actually helped me out. He like made the whole YouTube thing for me because he was kind of, I guess, he was good enough. He was like a starter because I was like, oh, I want to do YouTube. And he was like, oh, you should do this, and then he made like a really crappy Minecraft Photoshop thing. It was like a Minecraft Steve a screenshot thing, and then it was like underneath of it was G and James, and then it was like a red background. That was my first name, and I had this editing, not this editing, this is like a recording software. I don't exactly know what it was. It was this little app with a circle and like a, I don't know, like a camera or something, like a film camera. That's all I remember. But what I would used to do is, since he downloaded that for me, he pirated that software for me, so I could get it. So I got it right, and that's what I was using. He taught me the basics, and was like, oh yeah, you can make small videos, like 5 minutes, something like that. So I started off. My first video was showcasing what is it? It was showcasing 1.8 or 1.9. It's like the latest update at that time, 1.10 or something. It was just like 1.10 something showcase. It was just me talking. That video got like 100 something views, and I was like, what the heck? That's crazy. And then yeah, because the update just came out, and I before that, prior, I was like, what should I do? I was watching this one YouTuber, and I was like, bro, I want to do this, because he was doing the exact same thing that I made that video off of. So I was just like, I'm gonna take that information and just translate it to my video. So pretty much, what I did was I made that video, and I continued making videos, and I was like, this is actually kind of fun. Who texted me? Not the heck. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So let me throw my phone, because this is getting me concentrated, unconcentrated. Yeah. So I just made Minecraft videos, and then I translated to like Roblox and stuff. It was just like a raw footage. I didn't edit it or anything. And then I finally, after a bit of that, I stopped for a good 6 months, 7 months, and then I realized that like the software wasn't good enough for me, but I still used it. So I tried. As I was getting a little bit older, I started when I was, dang, I think like 9 or 8. I was so young, and then yeah, and then I turned like, I don't know, like 9 or something, 9.5, something like that. And I was just like, bro, I need to change this up. So I changed my name. I was like starting to get into Roblox content because that was what I was watching at the time. So I changed my name to Duck Plays. That was my name for a good month. I changed it for a thousand Robux on Roblox. And then like a month went by of that. I made 1 or 2 videos, switched back to G and James, and then Minecraft. Like even though I made Minecraft videos in the past, I think that was like right in the start of like the SMP era. I found my Premiere Pro software and like all those like things like to edit videos and stuff. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do Minecraft videos. And then I found streaming and stuff like that. If I was able to do OBS and all that stuff, it was about like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that. And then yeah, I changed. So this is where the part where the Milo arc comes in. So I was still stuck with the G and James name, and I made like my first SMP, which was Everglow SMP. It was a friend's SMP that I had, and I was just like, bro, I need to change my name because G and James, it like derives from my like IRL name. I'm like, you know what? This is kind of cringe. Like if people ask me like what it stands for, it's like, what the heck am I going to reply with? So then I was like, okay, if I wanted to get a name, I want to get a cool name, something similar to like all these like big content creators that like have like pretty cool catchy names. I'm like, okay, I'm Brazilian, right? I'm Brazilian and American, and I like always saw these videos like big like Post Malone, for example. I saw like videos like how Post Malone guys use like his name as like a random word generator or something like that. So one day I was just like, okay, I'm gonna go on these random word generators and just do it. I clicked a couple times. It was just two name words, and I'm just like, I don't like this. So then I thought of this off the dome. I was like, what if I just search up, because I'm Brazilian American, like I said before. So I I searched up on the internet. I was like, the least used words in like the English dictionary. And then I found this long list and it didn't work out. I was like, what the heck? What I was doing was I was getting those names and then just putting it into a name MC to see if it was taken. That was like my name availability checker. So I checked with all of English, it didn't work. And then I switched to Brazilian dictionary, and that's where I got a lot of stuff. I'm like, bro, this is sick. And then I found I think it's milhão. It stands for I think either corn or million, something like that in Portuguese. And I'm fluent in Portuguese, so I was like, oh, this is actually not that bad. And I put a name MC. That was the only thing that wasn't taken. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna put that name because it was 6 letters and like 6 letter names. Like if it's like a something like that, and it wasn't that hard to say. But yeah, I changed my name to that, and then I had it for a month. And during that month, while I was in my SMP, people were like calling me the name, like, "What should I call you?" I'm like, I have no idea. I still had no idea what the word like meant exactly. So yeah, what I did was I took milohao, which is how it's spelled,
Okay.
and then I just switched it out. The last 3 letters, which was hao, I just put oah. So I just swapped the O and the H. Well,
Okay.
yeah. So I got miloah, and then I put it in the Google Translate. I'm like, this is Milo. Put it in Google Translate. It said Milo, and the AH doesn't stand for anything, so it's like silent, I guess. That's why. And then I got Milo. It wasn't taken on name MC, so I'm like, 6 letter name. It's good. People can call me that. Why not? I changed my
Nice.
I changed my name to Milo, and then yeah, it was pretty cool, and people were like, it was a pretty catchy name, and then I would join like SMPs and Minecraft servers. Like, what's your name on Minecraft? I'm like, Milo, MILOH, and they're like, how the heck do you have that? I'm like, bro, I don't even know. I just took that because it was like obviously name availability is so hard on Minecraft now. I just took it
Yeah.
and I just translated it to YouTube, and I've had that for the past year or so, year or two, around
Mhm.
that, and then here I'll switch over to the brand thing. Um, yeah, how I got my brand. Uh, this is right in the SMP era as well. Right when Dream SMP came out, and those were like
Yeah.
I was watching. Which I made my SMPs. What I did was my first profile picture. I changed my profile picture earlier, but the one before that was just like my face, like shaking or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. So
Uh,
I used that one. I took a photo at one of my friend's house, and it like I watched Tommy in it a lot at that time. I don't watch him anymore, but before I used to watch him so much, and I was just like, bro, I like his profile picture. Why don't I just copy that? So I did like a funny face, and I was like, bro, this actually looks kind of cool. And I shake my camera, and that's what I do. Like I grab my phone camera, I put it super close. I just go like this stupid face, and I just shake it, and then it has like a really cool effect. I'm like, bro, this is funny. So I just did that like any other day, and then I'm like, bro, I'm gonna use this one. So I just put it on there, and it's like Seven Tommy in it. I even tried it before whenever I first changed my name to Milo, but it like I changed it 2 times, similar in that where I shaked it, and it didn't really turn out that well. But that last one worked real. So yeah, and I just used that one, and then that was my brand. And then I got into graphic design, which is Photoshop and everything, a lot of stuff. And I'm like, all right, how do I wanted it to be very simple because I at that time, even still now, I don't know as much as people think I do. Like on Photoshop, it's kind of difficult to like, figure out like the best strategies. You usually have to like start if you don't start with a class at like your school or online, you have to really like improvise. Like I learned
yeah.
drums by I didn't t- I took classes for like a good month or two, and I just stopped and then improvised, and I learned by myself. But with Photoshop, it was just completely new to it. It was very simple, so I was like, why can't I learn it? So I just grabbed it, and then I played around with it. And then I learned the basics of just dragging things, moving around, cropping, all that stuff, the basic stuff. And I'm like, I can actually make stuff out of this. So I made thumbnails. I watched this one. The only thing I watched for a tutorial was like making Minecraft thumbnails. They had this like cool little Minecraft thumbnail pack on Photoshop, which has like all the assets and stuff. So I just grabbed that, and then Yeah, I just learned dragging filters, all that stuff, and that was the most basic thing I could take, but it added so much to like starting off. So I just grabbed that, and then I started there. Then the brand, I wanted to go black and white style because black and white's so
Okay.
simple, and yeah, I learned about the threshold effect, which is a thing that you see with all my thumbnails. It literally is here. Let me grab my phone real quick. I
Yeah,
don't
so you can
think
like
people
show
see.
it to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Or like
Look,
I can describe it. I can describe it.
yeah. So pretty
Audio.
much is like this, right? This black and white, very grainy text. Not
Okay.
text, but it like blends in. It blends in black and white really well, and it's only black and white. So if you get instead of like it being like a black and white photo where it's just gray, and like you can see like gray, like pretty much black and white all together, and there's the in between that fills in the gaps. It's only black and white with threshold. So it's pure black and pure white. There's no gray or anything. It's
Nice.
only black and white. So I just use that. I found that, and that is where I got like the I guess the Milo brand. I wanted it to be very very simple, easy to attain, and I learned about like the how do I say like the psychedelic type, I guess swirls, that whole
Yeah.
thing. I learned that from like Tame Impala. I have I have his vinyl somewhere of Currents. He's like one of my like top like musicians that I listen to. He was literally my top one artist on Spotify Rap this year. I have pretty much all his vinyls, but we'll get into that later.
Hmm.
But yeah, so his Currents album is really nice. It's like a I'm pretty sure you might have seen it. It's like a marble ball, and then it has like a bunch of cool like squiggly lines and stuff like that. And I took that inspiration. I'm like, why don't I just grab a bunch of rectangles, use the liquefy effect, and just grab my mouse and go like just everywhere. So I just did that, and then I just stretched it in, did a little like stuff, and then I just put it into like a box, and I'm like, bro, this looks sick. So I just would apply that into my merch. That's where I like learned those effects. I just used that. My brand to this day with like my main font Helvetica, which I found I like search of videos like free fonts. I just found it. I'm like, bro, this is sick. So I use that. That's the one that I use. I never really like stray away from it. Usually, whenever I find something, I just take it and I just preserve it. So like, I use it as my own. Technically, what I'm saying. So yeah, my brand is very like it's it's not like I guess a way of what am I saying, bro?
No, you were. It's really interesting. I'm gonna be real. The part where you talked about using like squares and like the liquefy effect to just like create your designs. That was really fucking surprising to hear because I thought you went through a lot more to do that, but no, it's just as simple as grabbing a bunch of squares, liquefying it, and just going on. All right,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, that's what I do with all my I mean, because if you were to grab those assets offline, like online, you always have to go through stupid hurdles. But like those squiggly lines, they're random. So
Yeah.
instead of like getting like a generator and doing all that whole stuff, literally all I do, I get a white canvas and then I get rectangles, make the black, and then the background's white. I just put a bunch and then just grab the liquefy effect and just go ham on the mouse. And then
And I
just
think
make the pressure super hard so it like squigglies everywhere.
it looks really fucking cool in the final version. I will say it looks great. So
Yeah.
good on you, man. So you're a younger creator than me. How does that ever like get overwhelming for you sometimes, sir?
Hold on, my Polaroid just fell on the ground.
Your
Oh,
polar? No, you got to show the polar right now.
oh,
Like,
all right.
yeah, audio listeners, love you to death. Milo just has a Polaroid. Is it one of the newer Polaroids, like the Goes?
We took this
Oh,
at TwitchCon. It's me and
oh,
Olive hoodies.
oh my God, it's you and Olive. Dude,
Yeah,
that's so fucking cool. I wish I was at TwitchCon, but I
hit him,
couldn't.
bro.
It was school year. Like, are you going to VidCon Baltimore? Or like any of the VidCons?
Hopefully, my parents let me. They said TwitchCon was a waste, bro. It was so much money, bro. It was so much money. No, it was so much. They were like, oh, bro, I wish. They were like, oh, you should have like learned stuff. And I'm like, TwitchCon.
Let's say you learned
There was
something.
nothing to do there. There was nothing to learn. All the panels were
there's nothing.
dead.
Yeah, there
The
was.
panels are cool. Twitch Rivals was the only thing that people really sat down for. I saw people like sitting down for like these random streamers, but like no one like really interested.
Yeah,
I did see offline TV at a panel right in the lobby area, and I
that's
like
sick.
saw them like 10 feet away from me. I'm just like, I don't want to listen to this. It was a waste of time. It's better just to walk around with your friends. But yeah. Anyways, back. Mhm.
Yeah, like genuinely, I have not like when I was planning on VidCon with some of my friends, we all like unanimously said we're buying 1 day tickets and spending the rest of the time in LA because like there is no, I don't think there's any good reason like other than like to have like go to panels and shit, to, like be at a con for the full weekend.
Yeah, it's I bought the 3 day ticket because I don't know. I just wanted to buy it so I could like be there for the whole time. That's the only way I could really like, with parents' permission. That was the only way I could like really like meet up with friends outside of Twitch. I couldn't do anything because obviously like as myself, everyone has different rules, and that's what I had to stick by.
I got that.
But yeah, Twitch. I just bought the 3 day ticket, and it paid off because I was able to like walk around with people, and it was a huge space too, so it wasn't like cramped or anything. A lot of things to do. There's a lot of places to see. You can even walk outside the convention. There's some shopping centers. I walked by them and stuff like that. But yeah, it was a nice experience. It was just, yeah, the panels are so dumb.
Yeah. Right. So, how do you come up with the ideas for the projects that you do?
The ideas.
Like, currently you're doing SMP Ave, and like what was the main idea behind that? And how'd you come up with it?
All right. If I were to get into SMP Avenue at the current moment, I would have to get into the backstory. I don't think I've told you about anything regarding like my SMPs and stuff like that, other
No.
than like before what I said about how I started and everything. Yeah. So Avenue. Here, I'll use this as an example. This is a good example of like how I get my ideas from. Avenue consisted of a mix of nostalgia and I guess a need for playing Minecraft with people. It like at this current moment, it's not as active as I want it to be, and I feel like at fault for that because obviously, life gets in the way, and you always got to do stuff. So, and other people are doing stuff too. Like it's Christmas, and everyone's going places. Literally, Christmas is like 3 days. So yeah. So Avenue, like I said, consists of nostalgia and like a need for playing Minecraft. So what I did was, me and my friend Barrow Souls, they're friends with Olive as well. I don't know if you know them, but pretty much what we did was we were scrolling through some names, and then we found SMP Avenue, and the idea came right off the spot. I was like, okay, so in Avenue, I live in a pretty much like a rich part of my state and here in the States, and pretty much here they have like Fifth Avenue. I don't know if you have Fifth Avenue or anything, but it's pretty much like an area where like the best things are like showcased. Like let's say like stores and like designer stuff, and like there's a bunch of rich people, like restaurants, all that stuff. I'm like, what if there's one area? I always how I find my ideas is I like apply, like if I want to make something that like sticks out to people, I want to like, as myself, I'm a small creator, so I kind of like relate to everyone else, but like I try to apply issues that other people have, like on Minecraft servers, for example, like issues of not having like materials or farming in Minecraft, stuff like that. And I try to make a concept around it because it's like, what if we just focused on this one thing and we all collectively like use it, like the added feature to make like a cool experience. So what I was, I'm like, well, I'm always in a Minecraft server, and it's so annoying whenever everyone's not bunched together. Like, I've ran multiple SMPs, and everyone is always like in 5 billion places. Like, they have like a base in the Nether. They stay there for a couple days. They come back, and then like they're all like everywhere, sporadic. And then I'm like, well, since everyone's so spread together, why don't we just use that issue and just solve it by making everyone, not making everyone, but like using a space where everyone could be in one place together.
Okay.
So if you wanted to get like farm stuff, you could go to the shop at the avenue, and everything is like around it. It's 100 by 100 square, and it's a circle. It's like a circle square thingy, and you can place whatever you want there, houses, who knows what. It isn't like that like popular. There's not much people going like playing on the server. It was a nice concept, and it's still like the server's still up. I'm still paying for the micro server and everything. Still, people still play on it time to time. It's not as much as I want to, like 3-4 active people, like I guess a couple times a week. But yeah, it was a nice concept. I really just, as myself, since I'm so small, like as a big content creator, sometimes if you're in a big content creator space for a long time, you don't really get to relate to small content creators because you're so big. So
Mm.
as myself, like I try to stand out by taking what other people find as inconveniences and just use it for my own benefit of making something that catches other people's attention. So yeah, just using other people's like I guess featureability discomforts as a way to make a good project. Yeah.
That's a really good like outlook on making SMPs. That's one that I never heard anyone say. Like never in my life. As a part of Minecraft Twitter and as like a past content creator in the Minecraft space.
Mm-hmm.
Never heard that before. It's such
Yeah.
an interesting way of thinking, by the way.
Yeah. There's like personally, I always have an issue with people like I don't have an issue, but I more have like a like inconvenience. I sometimes see like Twitter SMPs, not Twitter SMPs, but like SMPs that trend on Twitter, and it's like more like I said this in one of my ramble videos. I make ramble videos on YouTube. It was like kind of like I don't know. These SMPs appear out of nowhere, and then they trend, and then they die, and then I'm like, well, what caused that to happen? And I can't be saying that for my own self, like, oh yeah, I can make SMPs that don't die. Like majority of my SMPs died. But it's like I don't know, majority of these SMPs I see nowadays, it's like what makes them different? You know? Like what makes them set apart from everyone else? And that's what I really have issues with. Because whenever I'm applying to Minecraft server, I'm like, what is the main gimmick? What is the thing that everyone's like focused on? And it's usually just like lore SMPs. Like it's very broad. But the thing is, majority of this creator SMPs, they're broad in a sense that anyone can do anything. But instead of making it so broad to the point where like something has to be made by the viewers, why don't the people that make it more short so and then people can use that short base as a way to make more from it and like more to less, if you kind of
Okay.
get what I'm saying.
Like
And
streamline.
yes, pretty much. I don't know if that really hits correctly. I don't know if I said that right, but it's more of like it's like a gimmick in a sense. A gimmick is usually better whenever someone has to try to, I guess, use that in the Minecraft server to like have fun. I don't know. That's a take. That's a take.
That's a sick fucking take, I will say. That's a really sick take. I haven't heard such a damn good take on Minecraft SMPs in a while. But
Yeah.
man, that's a really good take. I was gonna ask you about how you felt about the Minecraft SMP scene and if it was stagnating, but you kind of just answered the question right there. Do you want to like elaborate or?
The SMP scene.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. SMP scene. Dude, to be honest, like the most I've seen from SMPs is just like Lifesteal, the Dream SMP. Those are like the two big hits, and then all the other British content creators on YouTube that make SMPs that I don't even care about. Like all of those. Yeah. Dude, like right now the SMP scene, I've talked about this with like people on like my Minecraft servers that I had before. I pretty much like deleted majority of my Minecraft servers other than SMP Avenue, which I've kept because it's new, obviously.
Mhm.
But yeah, I feel like SMPs right now, this current moment, they try to adapt to past norms. Like in sense of like whenever Dream SMP came out, and I don't know if this is currently like, I guess, relevant, but from my point of view, this is more of like what I see, and it doesn't matter if it's not right now. But pretty much, other SMPs in the past tried to adapt to past norms, and they try to take what other people found successful and then just try to make their own success from it. Dream SMP, for example, the lore thing. Everyone took the lore. Lore was always like a past thing that was already happening. Even before Dream SMP, there's like lore on Minecraft servers. I think people found that success and just used that. Lifesteal SMP, which is another example that I'm pretty much familiar with. Lifesteal plugin. This doesn't go just for the Lifesteal plugin. Like Lifesteal plugin was successful because it was a new plugin. But what people tried doing was taking plugins and then just making a whole like gimmick around it, very similar to Lifesteal SMPs. Yeah, and those are like the two things. Either one, you make a lore SMP, or two, you make like a really interesting or interesting concept to make it as a Minecraft server, or you just make it your own. You know, like what I did with SMP Avenue was just taking I guess a square and just letting people build in it. That's like one of the concept things, but like plugins in general, that was what people took. So SMPs right now, with Earth SMPs and all these different SMPs, I feel like majority of them, to me, I don't apply to anything personally because I'm a content creator. I don't apply to anyone anything anymore because I always see these and I'm like, what difference would this make in my life? Like, personally, I don't really see SMPs as like a viable way to make content anymore. I don't like. I mean, it's still successful. Personally, right now though, as from a content creator stance, not as a hey, let's have fun. I'm thinking in a sense of for anyone that's like that wants to make an SMP, make it different. If you take what's active right now and you can look at like let's look for example right now, right? History has always evolved. Every single day history is changing. Before, back in civilizations, it was kingdoms, then it was capitalism, and then there's all these different things. It was always evolving. SMPs is the exact same thing and it always evolves. So what you do is you look at what happened in the past and just do whatever is different, and you'll be fine. If it's interesting enough and you can make YouTube videos from it, you are okay. And you don't have to listen to anyone else. You don't even have to be listening to me right now. You are a-okay. I had too much issues trying to get other people's opinions and other people's takes on things, and I just tried to use that advice. Just don't listen to anyone. Make your own thing and live your life and make YouTube videos. And if they do right, they do right. If they don't, they don't. That's really it. And if your Minecraft server trends on Twitter, don't be surprised if it dies, because everything dies at some point.
Bro laughing after he says like a take that I very much agree with, honestly.
I see so many SMPs dying, you know. It's like everything has to come to an end. I've already had to accept that. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. So is Minecraft YouTube in general like stagnating? Because you've talked about that a little bit, I think, on your channel in like one of those rant videos you said you do.
Yeah. So anyone that's not familiar with rant videos, my YouTube video, like on my YouTube, I might be switching away from that at the current moment. I don't know. I want to focus on YouTube Shorts because those are popping off. I just want to get some subscribers and then translate the YouTube short viewers to actual YouTube videos, see how that goes, or just bring those short viewers to Twitch streams, and then they like be like, oh, hey, I like this guy, and just watch the videos. I don't know how this is gonna go. But anyways, Minecraft content as a whole, it's still going up, you know. Minecraft is a whole genre. Roblox is a whole genre. Fortnite's a whole genre, like the main big three. Yeah, Minecraft content, it's definitely been changing because now I've talked about one of the like the kind of like the big ways that people use it, and this was I don't know like I said before, I don't know exactly like what's going on right now in the Minecraft scene. I don't really make Minecraft videos. I more and less try to make my own style, I guess. I don't know exactly. I'm still trying to find my niche, so I'm not like really the best person to like look for like advice in that sense. But YouTube, Minecraft format videos, they before I remember with Lifesteal, they were very like shock factor. I don't like shock factor videos, and like shock factor in a sense of like a whole storyline, and it's like a replay mod. And it's like, guys, in today's video, I found Mr. Beast, like that whole
Yeah.
thing. So that was a thing. But I think Minecraft content as a whole, it's moving along. I think right now Minecraft content is a good place to stay, because I think what people are doing now, majority of the time, is since other content forms are evolving, like I said before, with other things evolving as well. People are finding like new forms of things, and whenever you make a new niche, other people take that and they use it as their own or adapt it in a similar way, which is influences. For example, the NTDM, he made those YouTube videos. All those kids wanted to make YouTube videos like me. Videos like those things, like Dr. Trios and that whole thing. Even with popular MMOs, with the Lucky Block Challenge, all those things. Minecraft content has always been like that, where not one person makes a big impact on the whole community, the other people take that success and they apply that to their own content, and they shifted around a little bit. That's how it's always been on YouTube. So Minecraft content, it's gonna stay like that for a good while, and it always will be. And I like how it's going right now. Personally, I like Minecraft content, especially like those highly edited videos. Those ones I really like the most. With like the ones with like Sky Black. Those ones are cool as well.
Oh, you mean like Goatus Pass and then like Bitsol in it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Love it.
I was so close to talking to Guttis too. I think it was in one of my Minecraft, not Minecraft servers. He was one of my Discord servers I was joined. Piano Cats, you know Piano Cats?
Yeah, I know Piano Cats. I've talked
Yeah,
to him a
yeah.
little bit.
I was in a Discord server with him, and Guttis was in there. I believe he joined a VC. I saw him. I just didn't join. I wanted to talk to him so bad because his editing is crazy. I want to learn so much from him. Yeah, but like I said before, Minecraft content is always gonna stay like that, and it's always gonna be where other people take influence and they apply it to their own. So, with a bunch of new Minecraft servers, which a bunch of new things coming out, I think what people are doing now is just taking their ideas and just exploding it on their YouTube channel and see what works, see what doesn't, and that's how it's gonna keep on going. I don't have like an exact stance on Minecraft content, but I think it's gonna stay like that, where people just do a bunch of stuff, see what works and what doesn't.
Right. So, I would like to take this time to quickly do an ad break because I'm thirsty and I need some water. So, I'm gonna pause for a bit, and I'm gonna let Future Meta just like do an ad read, and I'm gonna go get some water. I'm thirsty. I'll be right back, Milo. The Meta64 podcast is brought to you in part by viewers like you at patreon.com/meta64 and by WebOweb Hosting. Use code Meta64 at checkout at any WebOweb hosting server you want to buy, and you'll get 20% off your first month. It supports me, helps me make cool videos on YouTube, and helps me make the podcast just that little bit better. Appreciate it very much. Now back to the podcast. Hey, we're back now. So picking up where we left off, Milo, do you consider yourself like a variety creator on the internet?
Hold on, let me look at my YouTube and then see what I got so far. Just loads up quickly. All right, variety content creator. I'll say so. Yeah, variety content creator. I think is a good category to put me in. I think this is all I've done so far. I just did the Rambo videos, which are my last four, and then the Roblox videos, and then made a music video, and then I did Roblox video. Yeah, I'm a variety content creator.
Bro's
Yeah,
all over the place.
yeah, and then before I started with like Minecraft Bed Wars content, and then did memes, keyboard mouse sounds, practice servers, microphone review, skits. Yeah, bro. I don't. Yeah, variety content creator is a good place to put me in. I don't know exactly. Like, I'm still trying to find my niche, bro. It's like it's all over the place. My niche, I need to find that.
Yeah, it won't take you too long to find your niche. You'll find it eventually. You'll find a good one.
Yeah, YouTube right now is all over the place. Twitch streaming, I might start again. Uh, YouTube Shorts is just like the main focus, kind
Yeah,
of that right now. Yeah, write a content creator. I believe that'd be a good place for me in.
yeah. So, like I said at the beginning of this podcast and before we started, like you said, you have merch that looks fucking sick, might I add. What
Yeah.
prompted you? What prompted you to make that stuff, huh?
What caused it? Okay, so I went to Guatemala. I go to mission trips in Guatemala every single year, and there's this one guy that runs a company called Past Future. Sorry, no sponsor, but yeah. So he runs this really cool clothing brand, and he showed me one of his he wanted to do a photo shoot with me, and it's on my Instagram. I took like some photos of his clothes. Clothes are really high quality. I'm like, bro, what the heck? And they're super cheap because Guatemalan money is like, so $1 is like 8 of their currency there. It's really really cheap to buy stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a bunch of the shirts, and at that like I talked to him, the guy, and I'm like, bro, like what if we did a collaboration? And he's like, yo, that'd be sick. And we like talked about it and he said some stuff, and that was about a year ago from now. Yeah, it was a year ago, a couple months ago, a month ago. Yeah. So um that that is what like really sparked like the merch thing. And then he just never like he was just too busy for like that whole year, so we never ended up doing the collaboration. We're still trying to do it. Have some designs currently in the right here in the dome. But yeah. So that was like the thing that sparked it, and I was just like, bro, I need to learn Photoshop. Like I need to learn how to do. I told him, I was like, bro, I know Photoshop and everything. I've tried like not tried designs. I was like, I want to do designs, but I don't know exactly how to do them. So pretty much, yeah, I was like, I need to learn how to do it, but how do I start? So I didn't search up anything until I like opened up the software, and I'm like, okay, what should I do? I searched up. I believe it's called streetwear. Streetwear is like a type of form of clothing, I guess, type of clothing designs, kind of like similar to what I do, like in a sense, it's close to it. But that's like the main inspiration. So it's like it's really interesting design concept. If you look at it, just search up streetwear clothes designs inspiration whatever on Pinterest or whatever the heck, and just go on Google Images, something like that. So pretty much, I just took that and I looked at some tutorials on YouTube. And I'm like, okay, if I grab this, let's see what they do. So I learned the format that they do it in. They put in inches on Photoshop, and I just copied the whole format on there. So I took that, and then yeah, I learned from there, and I learned about. I believe I learned about the threshold effect even more, and color selecting and all that stuff. Actually, no, that's where I learned threshold. That was a couple months ago actually, half a year. Yeah. So that's where I got the branding stuff from, like I said before. But yeah, I took that and I learned all the techniques that they use for it: threshold, color selecting, gradient maps. I just learned about gradient maps, but something along the lines of that. So yeah, I took that, and this was right after I went from Guatemala, and I just found out all these things. So I decided, I looked at like Japanese texts and what they do in streetwear, and I took that inspiration and I just grabbed that and I just put it on a shirt. I tried making a shirt design. The first one I made was the variables one with the cool butterfly, which I liked the most. I'm like, bro, why don't I just use this? So I added the Japanese text, I added the butterfly, I used the threshold effect, color selecting, and text. And I found some fonts, really cool fonts, and I put a barcode that I found from a website, and then I added a cool little graphic that I made with circles, which is in the I believe the bottom right of it. And then I pretty much just like made a bunch of things, added to it, and then that's how I got the first design done. I'm like, bro, this is good. So that really fueled me, and I showed it to other people, and they're like, "Bro, that's really good. I would use that." Like even you saying like you would use that in person. That's what I got. That was like the unanimous decision of everyone that I showed it to. It was like, "Hey, I would use that in person." And I found fourth wall at that time too, and I was like, "Okay." I put it on the shirts, and I'm like, "Oh, this is sick." And I didn't do anything with it yet. And then seldom it didn't make the website, but I just put it on the shirt, and I was like, "Bro, this looks good." Then I kept on making designs, and yeah, and I started with the whole psychedelic thing where I put the rectangles, made the cool things, and then yeah, I started from that variable shirt and I just expanded to everything else in the black and white design. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make a whole collection. I even figured out the stripped away collection. The whole collection is called stripped away, which is basically every single color other than black and white. And there's some shirts that are like red, that have red, and the other one has blue, which is variables one. That's pretty much the only exception. Everything else is black and white. So yeah, I had that idea when I talked to the guy, and I just applied it directly to the stripped away collection. And yeah, it turned out really well. And some of the shirt materials are kind of bad with fourth wall. I really wanted to be really good quality, like the guy from Guatemala, which had really good quality because he had this like cool little factory in his house, like a bunch of sewing machines and stuff like that, and his family worked in it. So yeah, I wanted to make something like that high quality, but like fourth wall is not like really the best option if you want like really good quality stuff. You have to find someone to make it for you. So yeah, I just made the merch shop and did that whole thing, and it worked fine. And I put it on the shirts. Amazing, amazing stuff that I was able to create. And that's how I got the merch stuff done. I don't know exactly how I did it. I just took a time period of a whole week, and I stayed up until 2 o'clock every single day working on it. Not in like obviously I had breaks, but from the time periods of probably like 8 to 2 o'clock, I would work on it, and it's crazy. In the morning too, it was 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. It's crazy. Yeah, and I would join VCs with Sugar Pals, which is like the friend group that me and Olive have, and then that like me and Olive and everyone else. And I just joined their VC. I'm like, what do you guys think of this? And every single day I would come back with new designs. I'm like, bro, what do you guys think of this? Should I use this on a shirt? And I got feedback, and that's where I got it from. That was my main feedback. That's where I had feedback from my website and all this stuff. So yeah, I had that whole merch collection finished, made the website. I was able to make the whole branding things, but I set in stone. Finally, made a whole folder with all my stuff, and yeah, it was a combination of determination from inspiration, and I got other people's feedback, which applied directly to why I made the collection. So yeah, and it was it was a learning experience, and majority of like first time shops, especially with like people like me that just start with like Photoshop and all these small things, they make like these merch collections. They don't perform well, but they really do add to like an entire, I guess you can add to your portfolio with all these different things that people create. And that's because of one failure. It makes a big difference long term, and I just added that. And I'm not making much shirts now. I made a TwitchCon shirt, which for TwitchCon obviously. And yeah, that was the last shirt I created, and it's been a couple months since then. But yeah, shirts right now is on a hold, but I am still glad with the outcome that I was able to receive, even with the not performing well. I don't need money. I'm young. I don't need money right now. I'm living off my parents. Yeah, so that's pretty much it.
Right. So you also recently opened up another channel of yours where you dubbed your content in your native language, which is what, Portuguese, I
Yeah,
think you
so
said?
right now that's also a I guess up and coming. I've been working with the YouTube shorts and stuff like that. So pretty much that whole thing, yeah, I saw the hold. But pretty much I was like, I know Portuguese to a good extent. I've been there 8 times around that. I went there literally a couple months ago and for a wedding and in November, and I was like, I'm really good at speaking Portuguese, and it's really easy to get Portuguese viewers because the content format is so much more different than it is here in the States. Like it's so much different. If you click on a Brazilian video, it like directly reminds me of old Minecraft content, like popular the DanTDM and all that stuff. It really reminded me of that. And it was very simple, and I was very intrigued by it. So I was like, okay, I have the Minecraft. What am I saying? I have the channel still up right now. I haven't done anything with it. But pretty much what I wanted to do and what I want to do is I want to take videos that I've already made, or I just take the same idea and I just record it in me saying like me talking in Portuguese. Pretty much. So that's what I do. I have a couple videos recorded still that I still have to edit. But pretty much what I wanted it to be is the same concept, English, Portuguese. I do the English one first. I make a whole different outcome, but same game, same concept, same everything. It's just a whole different outcome and a whole different viewer experience. Portuguese. It's a whole different thing. So each of them are different like experiences. And I saw from like dub channels, like for example, Mr. Beast and all those stuff. Mr. Beast doesn't know how to speak any of these languages that he's dubbing in. But I'm Brazilian. I know how to speak Portuguese fluently. I'm dual citizen. I could literally live in Brazil even if I wanted to. I could play for the national team in soccer if I wanted to as well. But yeah, um, so pretty much I was like, I know the language, and I talked to my mom about it. I was like, you could actually make money from it because people like watch it, and I know my cousins, and I know they're like the content that they watch, and that's the ones I was trying to create. So I was like, why don't I make the channel? So I made the channel. I recorded some videos I still have to edit because procrastination is crazy dumb. So yeah, so yeah, and that's the whole concept. I tried seeing like dubbing stuff. Mr. Beast doesn't know how to speak any of these languages, but if you just take Brazilian guy knows how to speak two languages, which has citizenship in both places, why not just create two different videos and just make my life a whole lot worse, but try to make it successful. So that's what I guess. Yeah. So the Brazilian channel, I'm really hoping it's gonna do well on launch, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. But that's how the road goes.
Yeah. Do you think like other creators in your niche should also follow suit with the whole like dubbing in different languages to appeal to a wider audience that might not
Yeah, for
just
sure.
speak English?
Yeah, like if you speak two different languages, and you don't have to be like a citizen, but if you're like good speaking in English or anything, like English is like the main language. But like the dubbing thing, I think it really takes a lot of dedication. Like right now, even to this day, I haven't, like I said before, I haven't even edited both of the videos. Um, but yeah, it takes a lot of dedication, especially if you're trying to make two different videos and try to do like the way that I'm doing it. You don't have to do it the exact same way. You could even like, get the video and just dub it, or just record like the camera like the webcam differently. But how it goes is like,
Mm.
if you know two different languages, you have to seize it. If you really want to take YouTube to a whole another level, you could definitely take two different channels, see what works on one and what works on the other one. And if one pops off really well, the other one can also translate. They can both work together to create one big brand and one big personality. So, yeah, definitely if you are able to speak in two different languages and you're good in both of them and are confident enough to make content with those both, yeah, go for it. And I'm trying to, but I don't even know if it's going to come out soon, but that's the whole, idea.
All right, so let's get some questions I have about your future. How far do you plan to go with this? Is this content thing something you want to do for a long time, or do you want to like stop it when you're satisfied?
So, personally, I've had like so much, like as a small content creator. I hate saying small content creator because everyone says it, but yeah, as a small content creator, it's like every content creator started for a reason. I started because I wanted to be like the people that I grew up watching, and yeah, as a future career, I would definitely take this over anything. But to be honest, everything works. Everything does work. Like Olive Hoodies, he's like taught me like a lot of things personally. And what I've taken from it is like some things work, some things doesn't. And you always have to take it in a different way because everything's not always going to be to the expectations that you want it to be. And there's always going to be upsets and you can't control that. So I want to take it as a career and I want to take it as a long form thing. But if the passion burns out, so does the channel. So there's no point in making YouTube videos if you don't have a passion. If Markiplier stopped having a passion for YouTube, he'd definitely stop content creation now. And even in interviews and podcasts similar to this one, he would always say stuff along the lines of, if I don't have a passion for this YouTube channel, I'm not going to do it anymore. He's been doing it for such a long time, and that's why it's so successful, because he's always putting the effort every single day. Made Unis Honest every single day for 365 days. For a whole year, he made a Minecraft. He made a whole video every single day for a whole year and deleted it. There is no one else on this planet who could do that other than him. He did it because he had a passion, and he's literally one of the biggest earning creators on YouTube. Same thing with Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast started as a small content creator, And then he grew it into business, which is now Mr. Beast Burger, which is the Fortnite collaboration now, which is crazy big. And even with his all socials, he literally has 100 something. He passed PewDiePie, which is the person that he was trying to support when he had Mr. B 6000 in his name. He was literally the backbone of his channel whenever he started, and then he ended up beating him by more than 5 million at this point. I don't know exactly, but something close to that. So all these people had a passion to begin with, and they had to keep it, and they still do. That's the reason why there's content creation stuff. So I don't know exactly if I'm gonna stay with this long term, but if I do have a passion for it, which I believe I might, but if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, and I hope either I pursue a career or something like graphic design or editing, or it could be something completely different. Who knows? I want to take this long term, but all things fail, and all things have to end at some point.
Yeah. So, would you ever want to be a full-time content creator by any chance, Milo?
I would actually. Here's the thing. Being a small content creator, I wanted to make this one video. It's like the small content creator loop of it was gonna be like not like a skit, but more of like a I guess like a interaction of like me explaining what it feels like to be a small content creation, like a small content creation person, whatever you want to call it. And what I wanted, it was like start off. I don't know exactly how it would be. I had to still jot it down, but it's like starting off as inspiration, then it goes to creation, then it goes to it's like a whole circle. So it's inspiration and creation, and then it goes to like something along the lines of analytics. Something along the lines of starting off good, making it, and then being disappointed, and then having inspiration. It keeps on going. Sometimes it's always like that. Either people always end up going up and down. But something along the lines of making a YouTube video where it demonstrates my faults of being a content creator on this platform. Because every single day, I always look at my Minecraft videos, and not every single day, but majority of the time, I always look at my Minecraft videos. I'm like, what could have I done to do better? And I know a lot of other people have that same issue where they look at their analytics and they're disappointed with the results they got because they wanted something different. So myself, sometimes I try not to push myself down, but I always try to benefit from it by looking on the brighter side and being like, what if it does work long term? And what if I do find the thing that I've wanted to do? And I always get disappointed sometimes whenever I make my Minecraft videos, whenever I make any type of content creation, live streaming, whatever it be. I was looking at it and so be like, 10 years from now, would I enjoy, or would I be happy with the content creation that I made at that point? And do I want to make this? Is this something that I get satisfied from? And I have to admit it, most of these videos that I'm making right now, I don't get much satisfaction from because analytics and all that stuff. And I'm trying to still find that, and that's a learning process. What I'm trying to say from an overall standpoint is every single content creator is always going to look at their analytics and it's going to bring them down. And everyone's a perfectionist at heart. Everyone is. And I always want to be a perfectionist. And I'm always going to let myself down. And I'm going to try my hardest about this next time. And even through this podcast, I'm like growing myself. I want to pursue this as a full-time thing. But there's other things as well as being a person in real life. It's hard to manage both of those things at the same time. I still have responsibilities to take. I still have dishes to dry and clean, and laundry to take out, and touching grass at times to time, and doing schedules and school and whatever it may be. So yeah, I want to take this as a full-time thing, and it might burn out. Who knows, bro? No one knows,
bro.
Yeah.
Right. So we've approached the end of this, and the last question I wanted to ask was, what advice, if you have any, would you want to give to any newer content creators who happen to be who happen to be listening to the podcast right now?
Let me start this off by saying thank you, everyone that's watching this at this point. If you are, you're very cool. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I
a
mean,
long
if
one.
you clicked on this podcast and this is the only one you listen to, yeah, subscribe to Meta. He's a cool person. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Advice. What you do now is something you're gonna look back on later. So you want to take that
Mhm.
mentality and try to embrace every single moment that you have. If you have struggles with going on editing softwares, if you have struggles with trying to learn from other people, or you hate getting classes, do it yourself. Do it yourself and don't watch YouTube tutorials. Do it yourself and don't try to copy other people's content creation, and just try to be unique. And that might seem difficult at first, but you'll learn. And that's what learning is. You'll do it at one point, it'll be difficult, and then the next day you'll find it and it to be super, super simple. Always take that approach to every single thing you do, whether it be YouTube content creation or life or schoolwork. Do it different and you'll get the results that you want to get. And I've learned that throughout my who knows what. I'm not a big content creator. If anything, you should be watching some strange Twitch analytics guy that spends most of his life in his basement and pretends like he knows what he's talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. No one knows what they're talking about on this platform because it is literally an algorithm. And everything is going to disappoint you on this platform no matter what you take. So look, do what you want to do. If you make money from it, you make money from it. If you get inspiration from it, you get inspiration from it. What I'm saying is do what you want to do. Don't watch tutorials. And do it the way that you want it to be, because at some point there's always going to be that one person in your life that brings you down, and the only person that puts you in the gap between taking that advice or not is you, and it's only you because you are the only person that takes action from it. So yeah, that's it. Do your own thing. If you want to listen to someone, do it, but the only person that's stopping you is yourself. So yeah, that's the Milo take.
Base
That's the
Milo,
Milo
base
take.
Milo take. All right. So what I usually do at the end of these podcasts is I open the microphone up to the guest so that they can promote themselves. So Milo,
Okay,
come on then.
subscribe to Milo, youtube.com/Milo, I guess. I don't indulge much. Um, Twitch TV/Milo Live. If you want to follow that, follow that. I don't care. YouTube is usually just the main one. If you really want to support me, follow my Twitter. If I post, you can reply to anything, like anything. You can even DM me on Twitter. For any questions, further questions, I always appreciate that. And yeah,
For
and then
for
yeah,
content. Yes,
pretty much
right?
yeah. My YouTube is my main thing, and if you want to watch, if you want to listen to my YouTube, music and all that stuff, it's Milo everything. Yeah, TikTok, whoever knows what. That's it. YouTube.com/Milo.
Nice. So for context, that is Miloah.
Yes,
Everything basically on.
Miloah, and it has a Z at the end. If you want to go on Instagram too, everything other than YouTube has Miloah taken. So it's Miloah Z at the end. So Milo was, yeah, that's it.
Okay. Thank you. I am meta64 at youtube.com and twitter.com/meta64second. Thank you for listening to this, might I add, Milo, hour-long podcast. You were the first person to break the
Let's
hour
go.
mark. I thought someone else was going to, but you're now the longest
Thanks so
episode.
much.
Thank you so much for coming on. It has been an honor listening to
No
you
problem.
talk about content. And thank you to the viewer for listening. I believe I'm throwing Milo's on Friday the 30th. So tomorrow, you're going to have a little episode with just me in it. It's going to be interesting. You're going to have a great time. Thank you for listening, and I hope you will enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe.